r/AskMen. Prudent Snow 5893 says, men who have been in relationships for more than 5 years, what advice can you give to women? I want to build strong long-term relationships, but I as a woman think differently comparing to men. What's the most misunderstanding situation in relationships? Any advices how to build strong relationships? Top Shelf Snipes says, say what you mean, both of you. Always assume the other person has good intentions and discuss it. If your knee-jerk reaction is not to make time for date nights and each other. Make time for sex. Flirt with each other and touch each other often, even if it's just in passing or around the house. Snuggle/cuddle. Hold hands when you're walking in public. Make time for time alone and make sure you both are pursuing your own hobbies too. Your relationship enhances your identity, it doesn't become your identity. Figure out how to divide responsibilities to run the household, try to make them fair, and rebalance when needed. Once the honeymoon phase ends, you'll have a better idea of who the other person is. You aren't gonna change each other. People can evolve if they want to, and you can play a role in that evolution, but if someone is set in their ways, accept that's who they are. If something seems wrong, ignore the little voice in your head that's telling you it's fine, and talk to your partner. Regardless of whether the issue seems to be with you or them. Broach the subject respectfully, discussing how it makes you feel, not in an accusing you messed up kinda way. You're probably gonna fight at some point. Keep the fight on topic, relevant, and fight with the goal of reaching a consensus, not winning. If you can't do that, take a break, calm down, and revisit it later. But don't let it go unsolved. Avoid the really toxic shit, screaming matches, violence, etc. It's hard work, but it's rewarding. You both gotta wanna do the work. Signed, 9 years married, 13 together with her. Aven Maleficent 7652 says, keep your personal problems personal. If you want to call your spouse out on something, do it in private. The whole world doesn't need to hear everything. Occasionally let the other person have their way within reason. 9 years married, 30 years together. Gianni says, spot on advice. I really love the part about winning. I've had to remind my wife about this because it's so ingrained in how people think. Candid Jolkso says, communication is key. Men and women often think differently, so don't assume your partner knows what you're feeling or thinking. Be honest, listen actively, and always be willing to compromise. Strong relationships are built on understanding and teamwork. Watch Thuld Smolder says, came here to say this, just last night a female friend complained he should know I wouldn't have liked this, and I wished he would plans this, and I asked her did she mention any of this to him before, or even after, nope. Hoping your partner's physic ability game is 100% does not lend to a healthy relationship. Talk people, silent agreements you make in your head does not make them so. Elegant Mankey says, don't date a person you don't trust. If you feel the need to go through his phone, don't want him to have girlfriends etc. You are stressing yourself and him, and it's not worth it. Remember that fights aren't you vs him, it's you two vs the problem, so do it calmly. Me time is important, make sure both of you get it. Compromise on small things, find the middle ground on big things. And keep on putting effort into both yourself and the relationship. Make sure you are healthy and look good. I would never let myself get fat, for example, and work hard to be fit, as I want my significant other to have the best version of me as she deserves it. And the relationship should not be 50/50. It's 100/100ths and no one should keep score. Natiravarajamombat says, don't stop dating your girlfriend, don't give up your hobbies, listen to hear not to respond. Glossage Echo says, this, if you're snooping it's already over. It doesn't matter if you find out he's actually perfect and never did anything suspect. The fact that you snooped though his phone will irreparably damage your relationship. If he finds out you snooped, and let's be real, if you do it once, you're doing it more than once, and you'll eventually get caught, he will never be able to trust you again. Your relationship will end up crumbling. Tom Fish says, something I learned in my last relationship is that it's crucial to have your own life outside of your relationship. Your relationship is part of your life, not the entire thing. You can't share your life with someone if you don't have one. I remember so many times where I sacrificed missing out on certain events because I didn't want to leave my ex alone. Over time I got resentful because of it and lost parts of myself, friendships and hobbies. That does not make my ex a bad person, and it's not completely their fault. I allowed this to happen over time and did not set boundaries, which is also really important. It's easy to fall into the stereotype of men don't have feelings and can't express themselves, and for men to be truthful when something is bothering them. Don't do this. Speak your mind and give them space to do the same. Best of luck. r/AskMen. Block the Void says, would you stop seeing someone just because you feel insecure about where you are in your life right now? Hi, I'm a 31 female, seeing a 37 male. Hoss very stably owns 2 houses and has a great job. Meanwhile, I'm still paying off my international education and have just started a corporate role. I can't stop feeling insecure, like I have nothing to offer. I don't own a house, and I feel like we're not a good match. His ex-wife is a lawyer, which adds to my insecurities. I don't feel a strong connection, possibly because I'm so guarded, trying to protect myself in case things don't work out. I don't want to get my hopes up and end up hurt. I feel like I'm self-sabotaging, but I can't shake these feelings of insecurity. How do you navigate this? For men, what advice or insight would you offer about dating someone who doesn't have much to offer financially at the moment? Swimming Book 1296 says, men don't care about your job. The things you find attractive in him are not the things he finds attractive in you. You are a woman, not a man. You wouldn't like it if he had boobs, right? Well, he doesn't mind you not having money. He is a rich man. He doesn't need a boss babe or a rich bitch. From all accounts he had one of those and they divorced. He needs someone who will give him peace and kindness and love. Plus Investigator 893 says, I'm 68 and have had 2 20+ year marriages. I'm on year 22nd with my 17-year younger forever soulmate. When I met her she was penniless and had 2, 4, and 8-year-olds. She has loved me so fiercely that I haven't cared that I had to raise another family, 4 kids with my first wife all grown before we split. For me the biggest thing she brought to the table was her undying devotion to me, along with her high libido. When a virus attacked my heart 9 years ago she stuck right by me, never even hinting she wanted out, while I was dying right in front of her eyes for 3.5 years. Then 6 years ago I had a heart transplant that's given me another 20+ years with her, and we are so amazingly one now. Indicourage says, a billionaire man will date a cute, sweet waitress. We do not care. Wild Helicopter 3746 says, dude here, if I like the person then I like the person. Only low-level shit kickers care about cash, because they are struggling to make ends meet, and both people need to contribute. Once you've got enough cash for 2 houses etc it's pretty much a non-issue. FYI Marcia and my wife had near zero in the bank when I married her. If you let your insecurities get to you, it will probably F up your relationship. The great thing about being with someone who is more successful, so far, than you though is it will help you strive to be better. Best course of action is to just talk to the guy. Hey, I feel like I can't contribute enough financially to this relationship, how do you feel about it? If he doesn't care, awesome. If he does care and you want to remedy that, then ask him to help you get from where you are to where he is financially and, crush it together. Cynic09 says, "You're seeing things from a woman's POV. Men don't care for that. Unfortunately, it's usually women who does." A masculine says, "Men and women are not the same. We generally don't care about how much a woman makes or her career. You are judging him based on how women judge men, based on the ability to provide. Nothing to be insecure about. Just be his support system in non-financial ways. That includes sex." Burning/88 says, "If he's crazy about you, he doesn't care. Sure, he cares in the sense that he is, hopefully, rooting for you to reach your goals. But if he really likes you, it doesn't matter, especially if he is financially well off enough that he can support both of you." Chocolateboywinder81 says, "Life has a funny way of knocking you on your A. You can have everything one day, and by the afternoon, a whole tornado could come through and take everything away from you. Nothing is guaranteed in this life but death. Feeling insecure is a you problem, not anybody else's. Go through some real street-like cancer and watch the amount of FKS given occur. I have and still going through it, and insecurity is the last thing on your mind facing your own mortality. As cliche as it sounds, live every moment like your last. Envy, low self-esteem, feelings of not being accomplished, job titles means absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. If you like this man, and he likes you, that should be enough. Your mindset will keep you single and full of regret while he finds somebody else. You've been warned." Every Disaster 7018 says, "No, I would only stop seeing someone if the person I'm seeing shows she isn't the person for me." That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.